We're going, baby. Let's get this bread.
Let's get it. All right, so welcome to the podcast, guys. It's the InspoCast. I'm Eliaz, and this is Cole.
What's up, guys? Yeah, it's been a long time coming as well, too. Goodness gracious.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to somebody yesterday about this, and I started to realize this when we hit a workout yesterday. Was it's almost like we're two colliding forces in Vasa. Like when we were in there, it was almost like the people that I was talking to, you didn't really know, and then the people that you were talking to, I didn't know, and it was almost like we were literally combining the gym at that point.
Yeah.
Like it was like you knew half of Vasa, I knew half of Vasa. Like basically the fitness community in Lafayette. So I was like, this is so cool to actually collab together and like unite as one force under this shit too.
Yeah, this is dope.
Yeah.
This is, like he said, it's been a long time coming. This is something we've both been wanting to do for a while. And now that it's actually happened, we're both excited for this. So let's get into it.
Yes, sir. So I guess where we need to start and what we wanted to start with was really like, who are we in the first place, right? And obviously this is revolving around fitness as well, too. And I think both of us, I mean, if you're watching this, obviously you at least know who one of us is. And we have our own extensive journeys in fitness, but I wanted to hear about yours more than anything. I know we talked a little bit about it yesterday, but even starting back into like your childhood, it sounded like, you were into sports. You went to the local public school here in town, and then you kind of like lost your way a little bit, in terms of like fitness and health and things like that. So, I mean, if you're open to it, kind of like share your journey of how that conspired and what led you down the path that you're on now. Because you've lost how many pounds?
My first 12 months, so my fitness journey was down 80 pounds.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Literally, the man lost 80 pounds in a year, and it is noticeable, like 100%. So, yeah, I was going to say, kind of like share that story, like what you were telling me about with like your friend and stuff like that. I think that would be. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Look, you probably forgot. So, which friend?
I can't remember, but you were basically talking about how I think we related a lot on this. Mm-hmm. Your friend was basically just like, "Dude, you're fat."
Oh, okay. So, should I go through like the whole spiel of like the middle school stuff, or like should I talk about?
Dude, all of that. I think the audience wants to hear everything, man.
All right. So, basically, like I grew up in a household where we were always playing sports. So, me and my brothers, we grew up playing soccer. In high school, 7th and 8th grade into high school, I got into football. So I was doing football for 6 years. And it was just some point in high school where, like, I let myself go. And it wasn't, like, solely in high school. It started kind of in, like, 7th and 8th grade because the reason I switched from soccer to football because I was fat. And I could basically no longer play soccer because they didn't have a spot for me. Basically, I was going to play O-line or D-line. And so at that point, like, I was at that point of life, and then I ended up playing a kicker for my football team. I was a pretty fucking good-ass kicker. That's not too important to this, but getting into, like, a little bit, it was like quarantine, basically. Quarantine is when I let myself go. And I was already a pretty big boy, but, like, I had to have a knee surgery 2 months before my senior year of high school.
Damn. Yeah. What happened there? Was it, like, playing sports or?
Yeah. So, like, they had us for the football team, like, no hate to the football team, but we were basically powerlifting. And so, like, they had us doing, like, 1 rep maxes on power clean, squat, bench. I didn't mind squat or bench, but the power clean was the one that ended up messing my knee. My knee basically gave out internally.
Damn.
Yeah, and then my coach told me it was sore. The trainer for the football team said it was sore. They even sent me to their doctor, like an actual doctor. He said it was sore. So I played my whole junior year on this leg. And during that time, like, it was the worst season of my life. So I was like, I wasn't doing good mentally at that point.
I was going to say a lot of it is, I mean, obviously you have the physical, right? Yeah. Of like, dude, I fucking hurt. But at the same time, a lot of that takes a toll on your mental because you're sitting there and you're playing so cautious as well. Like, you think about football. I mean, really any of the big sports, right? When the game is live, you're going 100%. And you can't go 100% when you're suffering from something like that as well, too. So, all you want to do out there when you're on the field is like actually try your best and do your best. And like to not be able to do that, that's mentally taxing, whether people actually realize it or not. But anyways, so you dragged through the season basically, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing, season end concluded for you, or, I mean, you can continue
so
on.
It was the worst season I had of all 4 years. Even my freshman and sophomore year was way better than my junior year. I was horrible. Like, no one knew me like they did my senior year. Like, I was getting talked to by colleges, getting recruited and stuff like that. But I was basically a bum almost. Like, that's just what it was. And then also, like, with the whole mental side of things, I was going through it, like, around that time. Like, honestly, this is kind of personal to me, but around that time, I didn't plan on being here today. And so, like, that's, for me, like, being here today, being able to wake up every day, I'm so grateful. And then going into my senior year, so in, like, around April, May, my knee was still bugging me. So I ended up going to the doctor, and finally got them to do an MRI on me. I had a torn meniscus.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, the whole time. And then it was 2 months before my senior year. I had surgery. Meniscus isn't too bad, so it was only like a month and a half, 2 month recovery. So I ended up being able to play for my first game. Came back, senior year was the best year I ever had. Set a lot of school records, 32 touchbacks in a year. Career holder in points for kickers, over 200. So like, I had a really good career. I was a 4-star kicker, got invited to Vegas for a camp.
Dude, that's dope.
But like, basically what I'm saying also about
there's a story, sorry, really quick. There's a story in and of itself within like your football career, but I don't think people are here to hear about it. So. But no, that's dope. You went to fucking Vegas and stuff? Yeah. Damn, that's cool. Yeah. But anyways, like a legitimate kicker though. Like you really were actually really good.
58-yard bombs.
Holy shit. Yeah. I mean, dude, it shows. If anybody has seen this man's leg development, you will definitely know 100% that this man could drop some bombs. But anyways, you concluded fitness season, obviously. I mean, you went through a lot, dude, especially on the mental side of things. And, I'm grateful that you're here today as well, too, brother. Like, I think there's a lot of people that would testament to this, that, like, you've made a huge impact on people. And that's the part that you lose sight of when you're in your worst state like that as well, too, Exactly. Like, I'm guessing for you, you almost felt powerless to an extent. And, like, you couldn't impact.
Yeah, I felt stuck pretty much, like, in a way. And then, but also talking about my senior year, before my senior year, I had that great season because I basically went ghost. And, like, that's when I started my whole fitness journey. Started really trying to lose weight about August of 2020. Basically my senior year of football, because I knew that was my senior year of football. That was it. Had to go all out. And then at that point, like, I had a mindset shift into loving lifting. And so I fell in love with lifting. Got to be thankful for my guy Cole and Eliaz, my lifting can't talk. My old lifting buddy. I don't think I would be into bodybuilding like I am today if it wasn't for him. Because honestly, I was basically just trying to lose weight. So I was doing HIIT cardio 2 times a day, doing a shit ton of cardio, eating like 1,300 calories, basically doing all the wrong things. So I'm thankful for him getting me into lifting, really getting me into bodybuilding, because then I don't think like I'd have the physique that I do today.
Yeah, so. I think really anybody that starts a weight loss journey that's successful, this is weird, but they tend to go to the extremes on everything, and then it's from that point that you actually learn what you're supposed to do, So the first thing that you need to do, and what you did, was you actually instilled that discipline of like, hard work, actually trying to better yourself, and I'm guessing for you, and I think all of us that have had a major fitness journey, like, you fall in love with the experience as well, too. Like, you were excited to wake up every morning because you knew that next weigh-in was going to be lower as well. Yeah. All the way up until, like, by the end of 12 months, and you can talk about that journey as well, too, but you started at what? Like, weight-wise? 260. So you started at 260, and I'm guessing you just saw the scale consistently keep dropping all the way until you got to, what was it? What was your final, like, lowest weigh-in?
179.6.
That's insane. Yeah. From 260 pounds into the 170s, I went from, I'll talk about this in a bit. I went from 230 to I think the lowest I ever got was 168.4. I usually sat in the low 170s. But, like, dude, to be in the 170s is actually kind of insane. I would say, because you're what, like 5'10"?
Questionable.
5'9",
5'8",
5'9".
5'10"
Okay.
in Air Max, so that's all I wear.
Yeah, that's facts. So, hey, anybody 5'10" and above, that's what I was gonna say. Like, in the 170s, that's lean. Like, I don't care what you say, even if you have no muscular development, which I mean, we can talk about that. Obviously, that's at this point what we're trying to do, grow some fucking muscle. But yeah, no, that's how anybody successful in the cut actually starts. And kudos to you for sticking through the process. And I mean, like, it's completely changed your life as well too, right? Yeah. So now after that 12-month period, right? I mean, you lose all this weight and, you did all the wrong things at first. Like, then what changed to the point where you're in your journey now? Because obviously, you went through a bulking phase, you were invested in building the muscle. Now I know you're going back for the cut, like doing what a true like bodybuilder does, right? So what was that shift? Did you like start watching content, like fitness content, and start learning stuff, or like did you have friends that were like telling you, oh, you should probably do this a little bit better? Like, did you meet friends in the gym? Like, how did that process work for you in terms of like learning more about fitness?
Probably more on the social media end of things.
Like, okay.
Yeah, so that's probably why I also got into social media like I did now, because I watched other influencers post their workouts, post their diet. So that's kind of what I do with my social media. And also...
What was the first platform that you really started watching in terms of fitness content? Was it YouTube? Was it TikTok? Like,
it was probably TikTok.
TikTok?
Yeah.
And rightfully so. It's so funny because, like, I'm a little bit older. I graduated high school in 2017. And so, like, at least when I was in high school, when I was doing all of this, like, the big one was YouTube, honestly. And I'm not saying it's not big now, but, like, TikTok has gotten to a point, it's progressed past, like, basically everything in terms of actually consuming content. So it's kind of interesting to see that. And like you can learn so much from TikTok, and you did. And who were the people that you really fucked with as well too, in terms of like influencers?
So like the first main one that really got me like motivated into the gym was this guy called Martini. You probably heard of him before, probably not. So he has like 500K on TikTok. He's also on YouTube and Instagram. So like there's this one day, like I was really down bad. I was fat, insecure. Didn't even like I struggled going to school, like just stuff like that, just because I didn't like the way it was.
Damn.
Yeah, it was horrible. And pretty much I just saw one of his videos. It was like him before and after, and like if I did it, you can too. Like some simple shit like that. And after that, I followed him, basically watched his videos for motivation, and then I started basically mimicking him on TikTok, and that's how I started getting my following on TikTok.
Damn.
Yeah.
So then, you saw, like, obviously you made this big journey and you wanted to share that with the world because, like, you do want to, and you do too, but you want to inspire people to embark in their own fitness, right? And I remember yesterday you talking about how, you'll get messages from people in freaking, like, Australia and, like, the UK or whatever, right? That are like, I've been inspired by your journey and I did this because, you set that in motion for me. Like, that's so cool. But I think also one of the hardest parts of like starting content is just the starting part, right? Because maybe there were some points where you're like, oh, bro, I'm not fucking jacked enough. I can't fucking do this and that. So like, when did you really start the content grind? And then like, what did you start posting at first? Like the transformation videos?
Transformation videos.
Okay. So when did you start in your fitness journey? Like a year in then? Did you start posting a lot of content, or did you even?
I started like 2 or 3 months in.
Oh, damn!
I would actually like get made fun of.
Okay, yeah. So you went through that period. Oh shit. Okay. So really, like, you were trying to document this journey because you knew in your mind like you were gonna lose this weight, but everybody else was like, nah, he's just the same old Eliaz.
Yeah, so like, there's like comments. There's just one that I do remember. He's like, why would I take advice from someone who doesn't do what they say? And I was like, you're right. But like, I was also starting out, so like, I mean.
Yeah, but you do what you say now, at least, But at the time, you had to prove that to people almost, right? Content's a good way to do that as well, too. I think we talk about this all the time. There's a lot of fucking haters out there, right? And they just, it's not that they necessarily like want to see you fail, but like they just don't believe you're gonna fucking succeed, So. But no, so you started with the transformational videos, and then like kind of where did your content go from there?
So I still do a lot of the transformational stuff on the TikTok side of things. I And I've been doing more like also like motivational stuff on like IG Reels, also TikTok, and also I post a lot of my diet stuff on TikTok. I do some of them in my YouTube videos, and I do most of my workouts on YouTube. So that's
Right.
where I'm currently at. And then now, also content wise with the podcast, trying to do that as well.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. Same person I talked to earlier. But we were talking. They asked me, they're like, "How many like followers does he have on YouTube? Like 50?" Like I was like, "No, he's like, I'm pretty sure it's 700 something."
Yeah,
11. Oh yeah.
This morning.
I couldn't remember. So damn, you gained some last night.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I think his most liked video too is at like 1.1K or something like that. I couldn't exactly remember, but I was like, I'm gonna be honest, like, you know, you'll start your page and maybe you get like 50 to 100 people, right? And that's like, you know, your homies.
Yeah.
For you, you've definitely progressed past that 100%. And the content keeps getting better for you as well too, which is really good to see. But yeah, no, like this is, the ball is now rolling in motion for like you to really progress on the social media side of things as well. And like, you know, I know this is going to be one of the questions about like, you know, what do we want to do in like 5 years and stuff like that. But is content something you want to do long term? Like, I guess what is the end goal with all of this content as well, outside of, you know, just inspiring people? Like, does this make a life for you in fitness?
I'm hoping that my life is I get to pay to live. Like basically like the Anthony Manatellos, the Jack West, David Lade, Lex Little. You know, I want to be in that, you know, genre of influencers. But I also don't like being called an influencer. I feel like that word gets overused. I want to be more of an inspiration to other people than an influencer.
Yep.
Because there's people that just push out shitty products just trying to get money, like to press around or some shit like that. Trying to push down their followers, make a nice little check or something. But for me, it's more about inspiring other people. Because when I get messages of people motivated and inspired by me, that just helps me keep going. That's like the fire in my spark.
Who would you say like, or where would you say your lane is right now in terms of like content and the people that you actually inspire? Like, you know, I think David Lade inspires, and I think Anthony Manatello inspires, but they're all like a little bit unique and different, you know?
Exactly.
And I think the people that they connect with too are a little bit different as well. Who do you think or based on like what you've seen and the people that have really fucked with your content, like what have you noticed about those people? Like, are they more like weight loss people? And like, how old are they too?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like a lot of them are weight loss people.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest.
And that makes sense though, because you have this trend. And I think as your fitness grows too, though, you are going to attract more people as well.
Yeah.
So, but, and even create more of a lane for yourself. But okay. And then like, are they more like younger people, would you say?
Yeah, there's like some 13, 14-year-olds, 15, 16. There's some even up to like 22, 23. So it's like, it's pretty dope.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's so rewarding to be able to work in the fitness community too. And I always, you know, you hear the people that are like, the internet's fucking fake or whatever. It's like, bro, it's not. It's a real damn place. And like, there are people out there that live on the internet. And like, you know, that's an age that we're growing up in right now. And that's how you communicate with people as well too. And so people really do get a lot of inspiration, motivation, much like yourself, right? From things like TikTok. And for you, you know, you happen to post very consistently. And, you know, I mean, we talked about it recently. It only fucking takes one to blow up anyways. Exactly. Like for you, that could be any moment because you're posting so much right now as well too. It's like, you know, you can't win the lottery unless you buy a ticket, right? Yeah. And so that ticket is your content, and you're buying a lot of fucking tickets right now. So yeah. So no, it's super cool to see, and I hope the audience as well too is actually has recognized that as well, and that's why it's such an honor for me as well to actually be able to like meet up with you, hang out with you, and I think we both align in a lot of ways in terms of like how we want to inspire, and I mean at the end of the day, like make this shit a lifestyle as well too. That's the big thing. Yes, sir. I was going to talk at least a little bit about my fitness, if you were cool with that.
Yeah, go ahead. Because I only started getting into your fitness like when you got into mine.
Right. Hopefully it's still going.
Hopefully it's still going, but just checking the MacBook.
No, you're good. We can edit this part out. Oh, mine just went on freeze too. Oh, we're good.
Oh, we're good.
Yep. Okay, cool.
1.6 gigabytes. That's still good.
Okay, yeah, no, we're money. Ooh, shit, my bad. Yeah. Okay. No, that was a good first segment though.
Yeah.
I hope you liked the questions.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, you were saying something.
Okay, so moving into his fitness. So basically, what I was saying to you is that basically I only got into your fitness when you started looking at my stuff, and like I met you from 5-star.
Yep.
Like, I remember I used to go in there like when I was getting into my journey like a month or two in. So you've basically seen me like progress throughout this whole time.
Yeah.
And like supported me all the way through. So I've only known about your fitness for like the past, like a little bit over a year. So I kind of want to get more in depth into yours.
100%. And I think for both of us, you know, like I've seen your page around for a while, but like actually like really know who you are and like be like very into your journey, I would say would be very recently, you know, probably like the past month or so, or maybe even a little bit longer. Probably like over, I think like winter break or something like that.
like
I think we linked
months.
up. Yeah. Cause I think at one point it might've been Christmas break. You were in Boston. I think we talked a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when I was like, I want to get you on the podcast.
Yeah. So and funny enough, this conversation about this podcast really did happen then. And I know you were talking about something a little bit bigger, and hopefully we can get another episode. It would be great.
Yeah.
But that's where all this started to roll into motion. And, you know, I remember you saying you were going to come back for spring break and that you want to do a podcast. And this was like a month or two ago. And so I really started to think about it. And, you know, sometimes people say shit and you don't know like how serious they are. With this, I was like, bro, this is such a good opportunity that like, I'm going to give everything to make this happen too. And it seemed like you were kind of the same way too, which when you have stuff like that, you know, we were talking about like when somebody's filming, right?
Yeah.
If they're really into it when they're filming, like you're way more into the workout as well too.
Yeah. That's
so,
true.
and it's motivating, but no, 5-star, I think was probably the first place I ever really met you and like worked with you. And that was like way farther into my fitness. So like starting from the beginning, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, very similar to Eliaz. Like, you know, I was a chunky kid, and I told him the story of, it was 2016 at the time, December 2016. One of my best friends in high school, his name's Dawson Skis. I hope you watch this, by the way. I'm gonna send this to you. But he was like a state wrestler, and so at the time he was in diet season. I mean, this dude's fucking peeled, bro, for a high school kid for sure, you know. And I remember we were in the locker room, and he just like looked at me because, you know, I'd really fallen into some bad habits. Like I had a major injury that year. I was supposed to go play like Division I baseball, basically. And I basically pissed it all away because I got injured. You know, I just started to hang out. I don't want to say hang out with the wrong people, but just like kind of falling into bad habits, you know, and just giving less of a fuck because I wasn't playing sports anymore. And I let go of myself. And I remember Dawson looking at me, and he's like, basically, I can't remember exactly how I phrased it, but he was like, you're fucking fat and you need to get your ass in shape. Look at me. I'm a Greek god. And so, you know, shit like that, it definitely, I think for some people, would really piss them off and discourage them. For me, though, like, I take that as a challenge. And I was like, damn, though, he's right. Like, he's so right. I've let go of myself. And I remember it was January 1st of 2017. I was at one of my other friends, his cousin's lake house up north, and we had just gotten super drunk the night before. And I just felt like shit. It's just like a party kid almost. Yeah. And I like fucked up my back, which I fucked up my back a couple times, but like literally like debilitating pain. And I was like, dude, this got to stop. I got to stop feeling like shit. This sucks. And so that was really the moment, at least mentally, I committed to doing all of this. And I did too. For the next 6 months, I started at 230. I got to 170 pounds. And another big part for me too, and I'll, you know, like from a career standpoint, you know, I just applied today, but like Alphalete was a big part of like what inspired me as well too. I was following Christian Guzman at the time. That was probably the first major like community-based influencer and role model I saw. He started the Summer Shredding Challenge in like March or April. And although I didn't like fully participated in it, like monetarily. Like I followed that whole journey on YouTube, and like I did it myself too. So like I like picked up track instead of baseball so I could like burn more calories, and I would eat like you said, I'd eat like 1,800 calories a day. It's so funny, you're tracking your shit and you're doing 1,800 calories. I'm like, bro, there's not even a point. But so yeah, and then after that was when I really fell in love with fitness. And then the next years I was in college. So I was at Purdue University, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I remember talking to my advisor, and she was just like, what do you want to do in life? And at the time, every summer I'd work construction, and that's kind of like, I think the trades are a big part of my family. And so I was like, construction seems like something, you know, I'd make a decent living, blah, 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 whatever. But then I was also super passionate about fitness, and I told her that. And she was like, have you ever heard of kinesiology? And so I was like, what the fuck is that? But I looked it up, and it, you know, based around human movement and like the science of the body. And I was like, that's actually really cool. And you can like embark in careers in fitness. And so that was where like I really, really started to get into it. And, you know, I think I've gone through really bad cuts and really bad bulks and all those things, but I've learned a lot along the way. And basically by the end of college, I think it was my junior year, I told you this, I basically went like homeless during quarantine. So everybody has like their quarantine story. And I think for me, it was a positive growth moment. I'd been in a relationship for like 3 years, and I had just ended that relationship. And so that was kind of like, you know, I was literally like physically attached to a person. I got to really be on my own and work on myself. And I basically had no money. I didn't have a car. I was living on an apartment on campus, but like I couldn't buy food, so I couldn't really live there. And then both my parents' houses were like full, so I couldn't live there. So like my best friend, he just took me in and was like, bro, I'm going to take care of you. Like I got you. And that whole time I spent a lot of time like journaling, and also like working on my fitness as well too. I kind of like let go of myself again a little bit, and I really got back into shape. And finally, after about 3 months of doing that, I was like, bro, I need a job. Like I need to start fucking working. And that's when I applied to Planet Fitness, actually. So that's basically where my fitness journey like really started, in terms of like, you know, for you getting into all of this, it was TikTok. Like I really do think so. For me, it was getting in the community and actually like working in this bitch with the real people. Yeah. And so, you know, I walked to work for basically 3 months because I didn't have a car. I worked 70 hours a week. I'd have my brother take me to construction, and then afterwards from 2 to 10, I'd go work at Planet Fitness for like 6 weeks straight, so I could make enough money to go buy the car that I have now. You know, like I really was like, at the time I was very determined to like get my life in check, and I did. And I made such an impact at Planet Fitness too. Like it's funny, if you go to the Google review pages for Planet Fitness Lafayette, you'll see my name in there. But I worked there for 8 months, and, you know, I kind of reached my cap, reached my potential. And I started to think to myself, I was like, bro, is there anybody else like here that's, you know, like really into this stuff? And like, I just was at a loss for finding like-minded people. Yeah. And then the 5-star opportunity came. And so I was, you know, I'd been a customer there for basically since day one. They actually came into Planet Fitness and were telling us about the grand opening. And that's how I heard about the place. Went on there on the first day, and, you know, one of Riz, the general manager there, we went to high school together. Now, we weren't like super friends or anything like that. I mean, we're like best friends now. Yeah. But at the time, didn't really know each other. But I saw him there the first day. I was like, damn, this place is cool. You know, periodically went there. And my roommate in college, actually, he sent me the application for 5-star that they were hiring. I think it was in November of 2020. Yeah, of 2020. And at the time, I was literally at work at Planet Fitness, and I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to apply, you know, see what happens. And I ended up, you know, submitting my resume. I got an interview, and, you know, I went to that interview. I was like super confident about it too. And I was like in myself in general at the time. And yeah, landed the fucking job. And that place changed my life forever now at this point. So like a little bit about 5-star, and I've told you a little bit about it. I think everybody knows at least a little bit about it. So it's a supplement shop, but they also offer like free guidance and stuff like that too. And there's a bunch of free services in there. So they got like an InBody machine you can use. It's actually like super helpful. They offer free meal guidance, you know, and they'll tell you about all the subs in there too, like very educated. And that was something I wanted to be a part of. And like, I thought that was a good way for me to really like impact the fitness community and like make my mark, and holy fuck, dude, it was so much more than I thought it was. Like I really learned how to build a business through that place. Like the first 6 months it was my last semester of college and I was working there at the same time. And dude, it was so hard. I didn't have a life basically. Like I would go to school on the weekdays. I would work every weekend, and the days I didn't have school, I was working on the weekdays too. So it all really added up, but like I thank myself because it really pushed me in my fitness as well too, and my personal growth. And then after I graduated college, I got an opportunity to be the assistant manager there. So it's based on a 12-week course, and it's with the 4 directors of operations of 5-Star Nutrition. So these people oversee, there's 54 or 57 now store locations nationwide, and they oversee all of those in combination, and so with a bunch of other people in there too. And so every single week it was a call that we had to do, and you had to present your Google Calendar. So you had to show every week what you were doing. And then you also had to read a book. It was called the Entre Leadership book. And you had to basically like talk about what you learned from the chapter, what you were going to implement into your life from that chapter. And then the next week came around, like, what happened when you implemented that? Like what made your life better, And so I did that every single week for 3 months, basically. So I had to do my Google Calendar. I had to like read this book every week. Shit like that actually really does help get you back on track. But on top of that, I started to take on more responsibilities too. It didn't just become helping people at 5-Star anymore. It was, okay, now we're going to build the business. And so the 3 main jobs of the assistant manager are inventory. So making sure in terms of like all the products, everything's squared away and everything matches with the system. Cash drop. So basically anything dealing with, the cash, we got to take that to the bank weekly and things like that. And the marketing side of things, which holy fuck, that is like so much of the job. And so that summer we had a marketing initiative, and what we had to do was basically see how many new customers we could bring in a month. And so our way of doing that for our store was going out and building partnerships. So this is what we had to do, by the way. Like some of the shit that we had to do, I think about it, is kind of crazy. Now, and God bless his soul, my manager originally, he was the district manager at the time then, Brendan Hillary. He came into town and he basically would almost like train us on how to do this. And how we trained was trial by fire. And so he was like, all right, so we're going to go build a partnership today. I just show up to work and hear that shit. I'm like, okay, sounds good. And so he's like, all right, get ready at 3 p.m. So we hop in the car. We drive over to Snap Fitness across from Vasa, where Palm Beach is. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I know where it's at.
And so we're talking in the car. He's like, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. And then after this, you're going to do it yourself. Never done it. I'm like, what the hell, bro? So, he goes up there, and I can't remember exactly what he said. But it was kind of a flop. It really didn't get anything. And so he's like, all right, now we're going to go to Planet Fitness, where I used to work. And I was like, holy fuck. I was like, I got this. Dude, I fucking botched the whole thing. I was like, hey, how are you doing? Like just flopped. And I was like, how the fuck do you even do this? And so afterwards, I was like pissed at myself because I was like, bro, I really just shit the bed. And he was like, I did this for a reason. And the reason I did it was because you guys needed to fail. You need to see what the worst case scenario is in all of this shit to have the confidence and go out and even do this in the first place. That changed my life. Like literally, like shit. And that was what I did for 3 months, basically, stuff like that. So I went through this training course, and by the time August hit, I had to come up with a 90-day plan of action of what I was going to do as an assistant manager. And so I had to present that to the directors of operations and the team of assistant managers. And After that, I became a savage, like straight up. I thinking about that, like that business, I went in there, I would go to fraternities and I would do like, like presentations to them basically. And I'm fucking like throwing supplements at them. And I'm just like, get your ass over to 5-star. And we would get customers, dude. I'm not shitting you.
I would see photos on the 5-star page of you at frats.
Yeah, bro. Like, and if you look, like we're there everywhere, and all that shit like really happened too. We planned every single damn week that shit to happen, and it like we made dreams become a reality. It was so cool. And after that 3-month period, I set these goals for myself of like, okay, so I want to have this sales average, and we very much pride ourselves on like the sales process as well too. It is a sales job, but like we're really good at our jobs too. But I wanted to be the fucking best. And also I had these goals for like partnerships I wanted to build and all this other stuff. I looked in November, I did everything. There was only one thing I didn't do, and we still kind of did it anyway. So the last thing on my list that I had was I wanted to build a partnership with Purdue University Co-Rec. And that was like a big goal for me. Now, unfortunately, that didn't happen because right now they're just not looking for a partnership, blah, 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 don't necessarily know our intentions, whatever. Instead, we partnered with Purdue Barbell. And what we did was, this is like probably one of the coolest projects I ever did. I collaborated and made a tri-collab event between Park West Fitness, Purdue Barbell, and 5-Star Nutrition. I literally got the heads of all three of those, and I made a collaborative event together. And in January 15th was a Saturday of 2022. We had that event. There were over 30, it was probably about 30 people there. And Park West got more signups for their personal training program than in one day than they probably ever have, because we did kind of some marketing for that. And on top of that, Purdue Barbell got a dope event for themselves. And like, I actually was the one that orchestrated that whole damn thing. So like, there were some cool things I got to do, but I think about like all the people that I got to meet through this process as well. Like, I think about you, and I know this tails in for my fitness, but like a lot of it is, my career and all of this. So yeah, now I'm out of 5-star. Basically, at that point, I got 2 offers to be general managers, one for Fort Wayne and then one for Champaign, Illinois. And I did deny both of those. And I kind of said, like long term, is this where I want to be? And I wasn't sure. I really wasn't. And I was going to take a bet on myself to go try a different opportunity and use the skills that I have now to like really go make an impact somewhere else. Like that's my goal. And so now I really started to think about, I was like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to be? And I just kept thinking about content. And one place that's always inspired me, like I said, is Alphalete. And that was a place that like, I was like, if I could go work there, that'd be insane. I remember there was one time, probably 2 years ago, I think I tried applying or something like that. And I got too scared, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get the job. And now I'm at the point where like, I really believe I can do this, and I think that'd be a life-changing experience. So that's where I'm at in life, basically. But that's also, a lot of my fitness journey and experience as well. So yeah, that's my story.
Dope.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot that we could talk about also, because obviously we talked about like a long period of time in a little bit. So I feel like there's a lot more on like the mental health side of things that we could talk about.
100%. So yeah, and I'm curious about it too. Where do you stand right now in terms of your mental health?
Honestly, I'm doing pretty good. Like, life is great. I wake up grateful every day. Obviously, I try and stay as positive as I can every day. But obviously, we all have those days where, you don't want to do shit. You're feeling like ass. But I'm doing really good.
Where did you start? Obviously, you've always been really good, and that's why you started doing the fit. Like, what was the worst point for you in all of this?
Probably when I was like when I was about to start my weight loss, like a couple of weeks before that, I'm better get personal. Like, I would probably cry multiple times a day.
Damn.
Just because like I didn't like who I was looking at in the mirror. And, like, I've struggled to do anything social. I didn't talk to anybody. I basically just encaved myself in my own little world of sadness.
Damn.
Yeah.
And that's the point I think everybody gets to at their lowest as well too.
And they come back.
Yeah. And so for you, what was getting into fitness the first thing that you did to get out of that hole like that?
I think for me it was just going to the gym and getting over the fear of getting judged, because I never ever went to the gym because I was just like thinking about, damn, they're gonna see me. What are they gonna say? And honestly, I still sometimes deal with that. Like even recently, it's not as common now because I know I got a lot of people that support me. So it feels good. Like even like in the gym the other day, I was like, I feel fat. You call me juicy. I mean, I look good, and like I just felt good the rest of the day eating the gym.
It was so funny because he was like, do I look good? Do I look juicy? I'm like, yes, motherfucker. And then we're on the Stairmaster, and we're probably 25 minutes in, I think. Yeah. And he goes, bro, look at my fucking caffeines. And I'm like, okay, mister, fucking juicy. But no, you definitely juicy as hell. But damn, yeah, no, 100% on the mental health side of things. And I think that's something that that's something that everybody deals with, right? But I think more than anything, the people that make it most known and prevalent is the fitness community, because when you're preaching health, what we've realized is like it's more than just preaching the physical health, right? And the mind over matter and sleep when you're fucking dead type of mentalities. It's really like, positive, uplifting, and trying to take care of yourself on the mental front as well as taking care of yourself on the physical front, because they both very much coincide together. Yeah. And like you think about even physiologically, like you work out, your serotonin's released and like, you get a dopamine rush and shit like that. And that actually has an impact on your mood. So yeah, no, they very much coincide together, but you have to have measures to take care of both. And obviously you've done a lot to do those things. I guess on the mental front, like what have you done to take care of yourself? Physically, you've gone and you've worked out, you really try to work on yourself, do cardio, things like that. And that helps with the mental. But like, do you journal, or do you like what are things that you think you do personal growth wise for your mental health?
I pray every day. So there's that. I like give everything to
Shout
God.
out to the Lord above.
Yep, exactly. So there's that. Like I got nothing to worry with, he's above me. So hold on, but
yummy. Hey, side note, check out the picture from yesterday where this dude's literally spitting out a loogie. It was probably one of the most epic shots we ever got.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the best photo shoots I was about to write that in the picture that I posted of you yesterday in my story. Like, that was probably one of the best shoots I've ever done. So thank you for that. It was so sick.
I appreciate the pictures.
Yeah. But anyway, so sorry. You were saying, obviously, you got to get your prayer in.
And then also recently I've been doing like breathing stuff, I guess, like meditation stuff. And then also, what's the big thing I do? I'm like blanking right now.
You got meditation. You got, obviously saying your prayers.
I journal. That's what we were talking about too.
Yep.
So every Sunday, I basically do a journal with just like my progress on everything I want to be progressing on consistently. So basically like my social media stuff, finances,
setting weekly goals and actually fucking accomplishing them too.
And then I also do 3 questions that I ask myself. What are you grateful for? What are you proud that you did or didn't do this week? Or like basically like what I should have done if I didn't do it.
Got it.
And then what do you want to accomplish this week?
Damn. Okay. No, that's actually really good. Damn. Mm-hmm. I think everybody that's successful in general does something like that. Yeah. Right now for me, I'm doing a daily journal, and I'm just basically writing down like literally verbatim my day. And then what I do is I actually read it to myself. And I find that by reading it to myself, I have to force myself to actually think about my day. And when I do that, when I hear the bad things, it really hinders me from wanting to do those things. When I actually hear what I'm doing, I'm like, bro, why the fuck was I doing that? You know, that's helped a lot. And also, you know, you think about it, talking is living in the present moment as well. And I do notice like living in the present moment, I tend to be a lot happier too. Because I'm not in my head thinking about a bunch of bullshit either. I don't know if you're like a racing mind type of person at all.
Yeah.
But, you know, actually going and like doing something really helps with that. That's why the gym helps a lot, you know.
So there's actually this one thing that I heard that I live by now that's kind of related to that. So basically, there's no point of like thinking about the past because you're just worrying about something that's already gone.
Correct.
Or being anxious about the
Future.
Because that's something that
hasn't even happened yet.
And then the present is what's really, you know, there are the good times.
Yes, the present is what's going to make the future for you and help you relive a positive past. Like honestly, so at the end of the day, it really does. I mean, we could get all into the mindset type of deal, but even the spirituality side of things, dude, bro. I was gonna say, if you want, you can even ask some of those questions that we had as well too.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did on the InspoCast IG, which by the way, go ahead and follow that as well too if you haven't already.
And the YouTube.
And the fucking YouTube. Yeah. Watch this video. Actually, hey, if you're already this far in the video, make sure you fucking like this as well too. And leave in the comment section below who your favorite who you think is the hottest female athlete. Ooh. Random question. But anyways, I was just say, ask one of those questions. We did a little Q&A. What's up? Oh, you need a pen?
No, the.
Oh, bet.
All right, so the first question we have right here is, what made you guys started going to the gym? We kind of answered that.
Yeah.
And then why someone should go to the gym.
Oh, yeah. Why do you think? Okay, you want me to go first?
I can answer it.
Yeah, go for it. Why do you think people should go to the gym?
It's kind of broad, but I'm gonna like put it down in a little bit, make it shorter.
Yep.
So pretty much, I mean, why wouldn't you go to the gym? There's that. Plus, I mean, there's the physical benefits to it. You're bettering yourself 1% better every day. And there's also this quote from Socrates, like about the man that reaching his full potential. Like, if you know which one I'm talking about, it's like a man should not die without being able to witness what his body was truly capable of.
Yep.
And then also the mental side of things. I use almost the gym like as a therapy. I don't know about you, but like for me, when I'm having a bad day, I'm mad, angry, which I try not to get. But like the gym usually makes my day like feel pretty good.
Yes.
And I guess there's that, and also, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah. I think another big aspect too, and you can agree with this as well, as the community side of things as well. Like you can't imagine. I just think about all the people that I've met through the gym. Like the other day, I was in there and I was just like putting my shit away, and you know, this older guy kind of walked by, and I was just like, hey, how's it going? You know, whatever. And you know, we start chatting it up. Turns out he has a fucking Bugatti, bro. Like, I was like, what? You know, somebody told me that later because they knew who he was. No. But like, you know, the people that you can meet in there is kind of crazy, but also not even just like networking wise like that, just friends, man. And it's so positive, uplifting to be around people that are really after a goal as well too. You know, I think about like Lil Danny and Jake, how they're, and you too, like, you know, even on this prep grind right now, it's so motivating to be around those people, not even just in the gym, but in your life, right? Like that mindset and that discipline of like, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to reach my goals. You can apply that to things that you're doing outside of the gym. Yeah. And when you're around that more, you're more likely to do those things. So yeah, the community side of things, and obviously things like this wouldn't happen if this podcast, if the community side didn't exist. But everything else you said is 100% right too, right? Like, bro, why would you not go to the gym? I mean, we can sit here and talk about all the health benefits and blah, blah, whatever, but at the end of the day, it's like, bro, you're probably fucking doing nothing. Like, just go to the gym. Worst case scenario, you go in there, you stretch, you do cardio, and you just find somebody to talk to, and you're there for an hour, right? It's not that bad.
Or even just playing basketball.
Yeah. But like you said, though, it really is like, if you're already going to be in there, why would you not push yourself to be the best version of yourself too? That's a mindset that, you stated that I really have resonated with recently. And I also think about, this is what I said before we got on the cardio equipment too. You were like, fuck, dude, I can't believe we're about to do this. And I'm like,
bro, I probably wouldn't have done it without you.
No, I know. And I remember I said, there's a price you pay for easy. And that price you pay is that everything else in your life gets a lot fucking harder.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it works. And so, if you don't go do the hard stuff and be proactive about doing the hard stuff, then if you keep staying easy, everything's just going to get hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's just how your life works. I know you feel that. And that's when you get in those holes of like, dude, I can't do this. Like, I don't believe in myself. I don't have confidence. So yeah, it's really getting out of your comfort zone that does that for you.
All right.
Next question.
I got a question for you. Actually,
you have a question for me?
Yeah. Do you have anxiety, like going to the gym or like just anything in general?
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that? Like, let's say, do you have anxiety in the gym? Like, yeah.
Yes.
So, like, how do you deal with that? Or like, on the days like where it's really bad, what do you do?
So the reason I have anxiety for whatever reasons, because I've met all of these people basically through my job and stuff like that, and I know all these people, and so I feel this obligation to like talk to everybody too.
That's true, yeah.
And so that doesn't have to be the case. You should be able to. It's so nice. I think about like when I go on vacation, I go work out. Like, I don't have to fucking talk to anybody. I can just go in there and I can just fucking whoop some ass and just get out at a sick gym too.
Yeah.
Like when you go to a gym for so long, though, it's really hard to do that. And I just get anxiety about that, honestly. Like, I'm just sitting there like, bro, I just want to hit my workout. I don't want to fucking talk to this dude and, whatever. What I really try to do at this point is like, I listen to myself and I'm like, why should somebody judge you for like doing what you really want to do? Mm-hmm. Why should I get mad at myself about that for like getting in the gym and trying to work hard? So I really do try to put my head down and just grind. And, there's some give and take in that, right? Like, I think, yesterday we went up to Jake and Jake was in the middle of like a fucking set, right? But I think that was okay though, too. Cause we waited till he was done. And those are the kinds of things that I like to do, of just like grind for that set and just every set be lasered in. Yeah. But, outside of that, try to have some conversation. So yeah, a lot of it is really just staying focused on one thing, and that's staying focused on the gym. That's a lot of how I decrease my anxiety. Okay. So how about you though? What do you usually do?
For me, like, there would be some days where I just sit in my car for a few minutes and like,
that's not bad, yeah.
I don't want to walk in. And it's usually like on the days where,
I guess actually what gets you anxious about the gym?
I guess like some days I don't feel good about the way I look.
Honestly. Okay. So it's more the insecurity on the personal side of things. Yeah. Okay.
And so like the days I feel like shit, like I'll just sit in my car for a few minutes and like, I'm like, damn, should I go home? I never go home though. I can't. Like, I'll sit there for 30 minutes and I'll walk in. And like some days, on those days, like I'm having a great workout and liking how I look at the end, but like on those days, I guess it's just about like manning up and going in. Because at the end of the day, like what I learned is that people are they won't judge you. Like, usually they're judging themselves already. And if they're judging you, like no one above you is gonna judge you.
Right. In fact, you're probably going to get judged more if you do less. Like, I heard this thing about the bar, and it's like, if you're the dude that's just sitting there awkwardly in the corner, people are going to judge you a lot more than like, let's say nobody in the bar, but you just go up and talk to somebody. If somebody else looks at you, they're just assuming that like you guys are friends. Yeah. They don't fucking know, and you look a lot less weird. So just like you said, get in there and just do the fucking work, right? Yeah. And that in and of itself is going to really help you out. Damn, okay, shout out. No, that's a good question, though.
Yeah, I also have anxiety, I guess, creating content in the gym.
I think all of us do. Yeah. That was something we talked about because, like, when you have people around you to shoot content as well, it makes it so much better. Not even just because you have somebody to hold your camera and stuff, but, like, the confidence boost. Yeah, exactly. Like, you shot for me the other day, and you were talking about how you're like, bro, that was cool. Like, I was totally down for that. And I think when we shoot our big video this week, it'll probably be pretty good, but when you're just kind of shooting by yourself like that, that's when it
feels like weird almost.
Yep.
And like usually, like recently, like the past 2 times I've done it, when I've recorded for myself, like usually I just I guess I just like get laser focused. So like I'm just focused on my workout
Yep.
so much that I just ignore everything. But like, damn, it does like help having someone like doing the same thing.
Yeah. No, it 100% does. Dude, what's the next question on there?
We got. There's one about my hair, but what's one brand you want to be sponsored by?
Ooh, so what's one brand that you want to be sponsored by?
I think for me, I mean,
Is it Young LA?
Yeah, Young LA.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
But also, Naka,
Yeah.
or maybe Kill Crew also. One of those three for me.
Kill Crew. Is it the Wolves?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's or Dark Sport. I think is what I can't remember.
Yeah, Dark Sport.
Yeah, Dark
and
Sport.
There's this other one that's pretty good. It's like RSLV or something like that.
ASRV.
Yeah.
So that's my backpack actually.
Oh,
Yeah. So the two, because there really is different types of fashion or fitness brands out there. I think there are ones that really strive for the aesthetic side of things. Like they just want to fucking look good and just be like, just clout. Honestly. ASRV is definitely one of those. I think of that as kind of like the off-white of the fitness game. But then, I have like Alphalete, which just tries to like look nice and stuff like that. But then you really have like Young LA, I think is just a totally different, like unique street style that actually looks really good. They have a fuck ton of shit. And will somebody in the comments just let me know how they have every single like fitness influencer?
Bro, that's what I'm wondering. We were talking about it yesterday. I was like mentioning to him that they got a full UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Jorge Masvidal.
Insane.
Yeah. They got people like
I don't get it.
They got Jay Cutler. They got everybody.
I know.
They got the Sioux Squad.
But yeah, so there's like Young LA, and then there's more of like the motivational brands, right? Like you think about like a Dark Sport or something like that. That really is just like, yep, we're gonna grind really fucking hard, and the shit actually looks dope too. So like, there's just so many different ones out there. But yeah, I would say Young LA just has a good style. What do you like about Young LA most?
I like their, I like everything, honestly.
Like even obviously like the clothing, right? Yeah. But is there anything outside of that you really fuck with?
Honestly, probably the quality of the clothes.
Yeah, quality of clothes is actually good.
Honestly, it's like a lot of clout that they have. So
I remember what you said yesterday. A big point for you is like, they offer such good fashion, but like at like a more reasonable price.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying it's fucking like $10 or something like that, but like, you could get a Louis V bag for $800, or you could get the Young LA bag at, it's like 80. Yeah. So that's another cool thing. It's like bringing quality fashion to people at like a more reasonable price. And yeah, the shit looks good, and you already got a sexy ass fucking physique. So you're really going to emphasize the clothing really well.
Oh, that's, hell yeah.
Oh, facts, yeah. Sexy ass motherfucker.
The only way I can get a code is if 50 people use it per month.
You heard that. Reels and TikTok.
I'll put a year on it before I get a sponsorship by Young LA.
You heard that here first. Young LA, if you're hearing this right now, sponsor this, man. Damn, okay, so Young LA, yeah, mine is definitely, it's just such a toss-up between Alphalete and ASRV. Like, I have stuff from both of them. I don't have nearly as much ASRV stuff because the shit is actually very expensive.
Yeah, isn't it like $100?
Dude,
or something like that?
I wanted to get a pair of the joggers, but they're $150. So it's like, damn, I know people that actually like, they do the fitness thing really hard and they do the fashion side of things really hard. This one dude has a whole like ASRV line. But the cool thing is like, so every item, I don't know if you know this, it's like tagged. So this is my backpack. It's item 274. And they do that for every single item. So each one is like a unique piece that they do. And there's a lot of work that goes into it, and the fabric and the quality of the actual clothing is like fucking insane.
Yeah.
So I do fuck with it 100%, and the style is good. But Alphalete, I like that style, and it's at a way more reasonable price. And I've been following that shit for a long, long time. So that's just what I fuck with. But yeah, no, everybody's different. I'm always open. Like Young LA looks good. I would definitely buy some shit from there. But it's so weird. Once you start to like invest into one, you don't really want to like start jumping around to a bunch of other ones. I don't know how you feel about it.
That's true.
Because you're like, dude, I already have so much of this shit. Like, why don't I just get shit that like matches with it, So no, but no, that's a good question too. Was there a question on the 5-year thing?
Yeah, there's a question here. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay.
That's a big question.
Yeah, that is a big question. So I want to hear about yours first.
Shit.
You got a lot.
I mean, I got
of time.
Yeah.
There.
So damn, it's like hard. I try to take shit day by day.
I know.
But like,
bring it down a little bit more. How about like in the next year? What do you hope to do? Obviously, Young LA sponsors.
Yeah. Or I need like big clothing brand sponsor that I fuck with, like a Knockout Kill Crew.
Yep.
Those are probably the main 3 right now. I would take a Gymshark too. Shit. But in the next year, I guess I want to travel a lot, like this upcoming summer, and do like a lot of content collaborations all around the country. So there's that. Also, just keeping up with the podcast, staying consistent with that. Because I really think this could be a big thing. And also keeping up with my own content on the YouTube side of things, the social media side of things, continuing to inspire. Damn, that's a big question.
Inspire till you expire, baby.
Inspire till I expire, yeah.
Yo.
Also, probably, I want to be like well off. Like I could just be doing this full time.
Yeah.
Like this is basically what I want to do for the rest of my life. Or not the rest, but you know what I'm saying.
At least the foreseeable future, right? We'll know that if you really work hard at this, you can make this an actual fucking living.
Yeah.
Like it isn't easy work by any means, but if you invest into the system and you figure out a way to at least make enough money, at some point, if you keep doing this, it's gonna pop off. Especially on like the content side of things too. I think that's where probably a lot of your goals are, whether you want to talk about them or not. It's like you're at at least a couple thousand every single reel right now, and I can only imagine you do this for the next year, right? Like you just go hard, and obviously the physique keeps leveling up. Like we're talking in the tens to hundreds of thousands at that point.
So I'm hoping in like the next, let that ass in the next like.
I would say at least in the 10,000s.
Yeah. I'm thinking I want to be there in like the next couple weeks, if my IG.
The next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
Because there's this guy I'm going to talk to you about. His name is Rico Lifts. You've probably seen me tag him because we're going to end up collabing for a YouTube video.
Is this the one that we were talking about?
Yeah,
that you were talking about yesterday. That just
video.
blew up?
He was like at 5,000, bro, and I remember checking his account like a week ago.
Yeah, it's kind of
insane.
insane.
And now he's at 24.4K, and he had one hit 14 million views. Damn. Like he blew up out of nowhere.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So like, and it was just one video, and then that one video just goes on to another, and like just get the momentum going.
Yep.
And then boom, you're blown up.
There's levels of the shit, but yeah, no, definitely with the consistency and the content, like I would say, it's a ticking time bomb. As long as you're, it's just about doing cool stuff and like and really living life. And when you do that, you do tend to come up with some of the best content that you ever do.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think there's a lot in store for this week alone, let alone the next year, right? Imagine if you could fill your calendar with weeks like this.
That'd be lit.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
And there are people that do live that life, but you just gotta take a chance on yourself sometimes. And yeah, you're doing a really good job of that right now. So hell yes, let's go, baby.
And also in that year, I want to talk more about the gyms goals I got.
Oh.
So right now I'm gonna finish up this cut. I just started it. I'm like 205 peak bulk right now. And so by my birthday, my 19th birthday, I want to be 180. So that's 3 months out. So that's 12 weeks. That's like 1.75 pounds. I can't talk. A week. And so I want to be like a lean 190 if I can. But if I have
lean
to,
190,
I'm gonna be 180. And if I have to, 175. I'm thinking 175, 180 is gonna be where I'm like 10 to 12%.
Touching that.
And then I'm gonna get a coach like in July or August, and I'm gonna go on like a 9 to 12 month prep. My first official off season to get us.
You're gonna get a coach for off season.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. I was talking to somebody about this the other day. You tend to hear people getting coaches when they start to go into a dieting prep, right?
I don't think I'll need one for the boat because I think I know how to boat.
I would honestly, here's my thought process. So, you know, and I've done a little bit of coaching work. I just wrote nutrition plan for one of my friends. He is going into a little bit of a dicey cut, but I definitely do specialize more in like the weight gain side of things. And, you know, coming from a place where I did write nutrition plans for people and people did follow them. And, you know, I had probably a couple dozen people actually blow the fuck up. Like I would say within the realm of 10 to 15 pounds in 8 to 12 weeks. Yeah. Which is, I mean, that's some big numbers, right? Like a coach for the off season like that in a bulk would help so much. Yeah. Because you think about it, you know, you always hear the TikTok and the reel. It's like winter is where summer bodies are made and stuff like that. You know, if you invest in yourself there and you really build up some true size with some like guaranteed, right? You know, with you, like, I'm not saying you can't do it, but if you have a coach, like you're spending the money on this shit, like you gotta absolutely 100% force yourself to do this, you know, regardless of how you feel.
Thing I was also talking about with Colton, he said if you got a coach, that'll just be like so much, like you just have so much discipline because
it's taking this shit to the next level, and it's one more. It depends on, you know, I like the quote from Wiz Khalifa. It's like, you know, you're going to be as successful as how serious you take it. You know, like, could you imagine being 18 years old, calling yourself Wiz Khalifa and like trying to rap? Like it didn't matter. He took the shit seriously and he was making business happen. So if you do that in your fitness too, you know, you get a coach and you discipline yourself and you do your 30 minutes cardio, I don't know, whatever it is, right? Like you're going to be super successful, but in terms of importance, right, between like the off season and actually having a coach for like a dieting prep, both are super beneficial, you know? Yeah. Like, I mean, in reality, wouldn't it be fucking nice to just have a coach all year round? Yeah. But like, unfortunately, we just don't all have the funds for that kind of shit, you know?
Actually, there's like some that are not that bad that I know that have offered to coach me. There's just one for $150 a month, which isn't too bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to.
There's 150. I would see what you're gonna get out of it, you know.
Yeah, he said he would do like a trial period, so because like he does daily. I mean, he did daily progress pics, daily diet check-ins, and then like he'll had to set up her workout and her diet and stuff like that.
Damn.
And then, but yeah, 9 to 12 months off season, like first ever official off season. Like I'm gonna document everything, and then
after that point, I think that's where you take off.
I'm gonna do my first show. When I'm probably by like around my 20th birthday, I'm gonna do my first show.
Dude, that would be insane.
And after my first show,
it's gonna be big time.
The real plan starts because I have a 5 to 6 year plan right now to be an IFBB pro.
Shit. Yeah. Holy shit. Damn. Congrats to you.
Yeah, thanks, bro. So I'm just saying that because now I got more people to hold me accountable.
No, that's facts. Yeah. That's facts. Man, I will say my fitness has transformed a lot. You know, goal-wise, I think when I first started, I've been doing fitness for about 5 years, I would say. When I first started, I would say my intentions were very similar to like what yours were. But now what I started to realize, and I still have fitness goals. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll talk about those too because I want to get fucking juicy, not gonna lie. But when it comes to the competitive scene, I've just found more enjoyment in the business side of fitness than I have in my actual fitness. And so that's the realm where I really have like those benchmark goals for what I want to do and what I want to accomplish and how I want to make my name. But I still very much enjoy my own fitness, and I think that's just a part of all of this. And so for me, I'm at 195 right now. I'm probably about 10 to 12% body fat, I would say. But I want to get all the way up to like my goal is 220. That would be great. And be at like 12 to 15% body fat and then be able to maintain like a 205 to 210 at like 10%. Yeah. Like that is my goal. Obviously we'll see. Cause you know, it's funny when you go on the cuts, you're like, yeah, I'm just going to go to I'm going to go to 180 and I'm going to stop. And then you get to 180, you're like, nah, 10 more pounds, bitch. Like, I think it's going to be one of those, but that's really what I'm shooting for right now. And I'm programming for myself. I just finished my first 4-week block of a 8-week program. And so I got block 2 coming up here. I mean, basically any day now. I know we're hitting legs right now. I kind of took like a couple of days off because I was like, we're shooting content and stuff. I want to be able to fuck around a little bit. But the first 4 weeks went really, really well. Got my ass back into gear after I got the you know what. I got the bad virus.
Oh.
Yeah, I got the bad thing.
Rovid.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Rip.
But
I actually got it one time too.
oh fuck that shit, dude.
Like a month ago.
Yeah, that dude was like, it was like 6-7 weeks ago for me. Yeah.
It was ass.
It was not fun at all. But yeah, no, that's where I'm at right now. And I get very motivated by seeing, people like you and people like Lil Danny and people like Jake, like I said, getting in this. Yes, they're going to be on soon.
Ask them, hey, if you got questions for Danny and Jake, ask them below.
Yes.
Or any questions for both of us.
Any questions that you have just in general, like just leave those anywhere. You can DM us. You can fucking put them in the comments. We're going to take all of them. We're going to answer all of them.
Yes, sir.
Yep. No matter how fucking weird.
Yeah, anything. Anything. Yep. That's anything. Like, this is it.
No, it's facts.
Yeah.
So, do we have any more questions?
I think we probably got like 1 or 2 more.
Okay, bet. Is there anything else you want to talk about after this?
We'll see. That was just about football, and then there's people asking for good high protein breakfast for a cut.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I got one on my story right now. I have like a nutritional thing on my Instagram page, like where I post my meals that I eat.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
Also on my TikTok, I got my full diet and like 10 meals, a lot of different recipes. So check it out.
Shout out. I will say this is my staple. If you know me, you'll know this. But yeah, I used to call it the goat meal. I ate oatmeal every single morning for a fucking year, bro. At some point, like I bought 4 of the 10-pound like Quaker Oat boxes, and I'm about to finish this one. I'm about to buy my 5th one, but holy shit, bro. At some point it gets old. So I started making smoothies, and I do 1 cup of oats. I do 1 scoop of protein. I do a scoop of, it's called glutamine. It's like helps with soreness and recovery. I actually have these like carnation breakfast essentials. Think of them like Nesquik, but like healthier. Yeah. And I throw one of those in there. And then I do like greens powder with some fruit and peanut butter. And I smash all that shit in one shake, and I pound that every single morning. Yep.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Dude, and honestly, at some point, it's just like whatever gets the calories in. Like whatever's going to make it happen. But that's another good one, too. It's like 50 grams of protein. It's like 25 grams of fat. It's like 95 to 100 grams of carbs, something like that. At like 800 calories, give or take, I think. So that one's pretty fire. But yes, definitely go check out Elias's page for all the damn recipes, because he's going to tell you how to get fucking diced in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There's some pretty bangers.
Actually, go check out all his YouTube videos, because he actually has like a lot of them in there as well, too.
True that. And I got like most of my full workouts. Like, I mean, I'm always changing it up, but like when I use them, I put them in my description. So like basically free workouts, free diet plan.
Literally free information, and it's quality information too. You can go on the internet and try to look this shit up, and you'll probably get some shitty plan. Like, go to somebody and look this shit up. It might be a little more work to go look at all the shit, but like it's gonna be worth it, because you're gonna learn like a lot of good recipes for yourself that you can really use. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
also, I basically answer all my DMs on Instagram, like related to my journey or just anything in general. So
yes, sir. No, shout out, facts.
Let me see if I got any more.
Because if not, I think we can cut it right here for now. And I think this is really a good episode 1.
It's fucking fire.
Yes, sir.
What type of meal would you suggest on a cut? That's kind of the same question.
Yeah, same question.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up right there.
Damn, that's it.
That shit was fire.
Yes, sir. Episode 1 of the InspoCast done, baby. So we talked about basically each other's fitness journeys, which is super cool. A little bit of kind of how we know each other, and answered a lot of questions today. So, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this at least. We'll find out, right?
Yeah, true.
Yep. And I hope you gained some wisdom from it. And yeah, I hope everybody gets fucking juicy today.
Make sure you stick tuned for episode 2.
Yes, sir.
Drop a like. Drop us any feedback, any questions in the comments. Subscribe, and make sure you turn that bell on.
And also make sure to share this with all your damn friends, like everybody, and your mother, and your grandma, and
your girlfriend.
Wait. I stole your girlfriend. All right, we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.